It's BMG Radio. I haven't picked title edition. Yeah, that's what we'll call it. Yeah, so let's get to it. It's going to be a quick one this week. That's why I didn't pick a title. So, no title needed edition. Yeah, there you go. All right, let's see what he's doing, or I'm doing, or who's doing. Brought you Bearded Movie. Hi, I'm the Bearded Movie Guy, and this week on BMG Radio, I'm doing the news, and I'm doing some 60 Seconds of Awesome and some other stuff, but I'm not doing everything because a bunch of stuff didn't actually happen this week, so we'll get to that. Okay, first, let's do news. What's happening in the world of movies and entertainment that you might be interested in? Number one, Batman, The Killing Joke. There's a trailer for this, a full trailer. I think there was a partial trailer before, but the full trailer dropped yesterday on the DC channel for YouTube. I'm sure if you just type in Killing Joke trailer, you can find it easily. And I'm too lazy to annotate, sorry. So you're just going to have to find it yourself. But if you're interested, you'll find it. Or you might have already seen it. This looks really, really good. The voice work is by the original Joker and Batman from the animated series, which I'm really thrilled with. The animation looks interesting. Not great, but interesting. So I'll kind of just go with it. And I'll be honest, although I'm a huge Batman fan, I have never read certain Batman stories, and The Killing Joke is one of them. I've never read it. So I'm excited to see where they go with it, and then I'll talk to my other geeky friends and find out if they kept true to the comic. So check that out, see if that's something you're interested in. Moving on, Deadpool. Deadpool came out on Blu-ray this Tuesday, and so I'm going to say, go buy that if you like Deadpool. Buy it, support it. R-rated comic book movies are something that I would love to see more of. And they did an Honest Trailer for it. And if you don't know what Honest Trailers is a YouTube site that makes trailers that are honest about movies. That's why they're called Honest Trailers. And they actually made a trailer for it where they make fun of the movie, basically. But they did this with Ryan Reynolds playing Deadpool in the trailer. Like, he just breaks the fourth wall even when he's not trying to break the fourth wall, or he's trying to break the fourth wall in other people's stuff. So it's pretty cool. It's funny. It's very funny. And so I'm gonna suggest you watch that, because I've watched it several times and it's quite funny. All right, moving on. Do you guys ever remember a movie from 1986 from Disney called Flight of the Navigator? I do. Flight of the Navigator was a movie I watched as a kid a lot. 1986. How old would I be? I'd be 12. And yeah, because I'm old. And or actually, I'd be 11, turning 12 at the end of the year. Doesn't matter. The movie is about a spaceship that crashes, and it had taken this kid as a sample, and then when it tried to return him, it crashed and returned him like 10 years into the future by accident. And they study him, and then the kid gets in the spacecraft, and they're trying to get him back to his proper time. Now, this had Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman as the ship, and he did the Max voice that he did for it, and it was like, Navigator. He was great. He was fun. And the kid was Joey Kramer. Now goes by Joe Kramer. And he played David Freeman. And he's this kid who's just trying to figure out what's going on. And why am I bringing this up right now? Well, I'm bringing this up because on May 1st, Joey Kramer, now Joe Kramer, was arrested in British Columbia, Canada, for robbery of a bank. He got charged with robbery. He robbed a bank the day before, and then he got charged with robbery, disguised with intent to steal, failing to stop and fleeing police, and dangerous driving. He's been charged with all these things, and it's sad. Maybe Max from the Navigator will come and bail him out. I don't think so, but it's just it's funny that someone from my childhood, like everyone was like, yeah, this kid's gonna be a star, and it just never quite happened. And now he's apparently trying to rob banks in British Columbia, Canada. Apparently not even like big city British Columbia, Canada. He's like a little city, and like British Columbia is like, it's on the west coast of Canada. It's like the end of Canada. The far east, or far west of Canada. And yeah, he he apparently in a small town or some town, he tried to rob a bank. It's sad, funny, and I wanted to talk about it. I don't know. I just find it sad. I feel bad for the guy. I hope he turns his life around somehow in prison. All right, next, moving on to Voltron. I don't know. Do you know what Voltron is? Because I am a huge Voltron fan. Voltron was a cartoon from the 80s that had 5 robot lions join forces together and they made a big robot. If you're like, that sounds like Power Rangers. Yeah, that's because Power Rangers ripped off Voltron. And they did. If you're like, no, they didn't. Yeah, they did. They totally ripped off Voltron. Voltron, yeah, it's 5 like lion robots that turn into one big robot, and they fight things. And I own the entire series of Voltron on DVD, the cartoon, the original one. I love it. I've shown it to my daughters. They love it. And Netflix apparently loves it, but decided to reboot it, and they have just put out a trailer, literally today, which was yesterday, I guess. It's a different take on Voltron. Sorry about that. This is a different take on Voltron, but you know what? I'm going to give it a chance. All the episodes drop for this on June 10th. So, I don't know how many episodes they're going to be. Maybe 12, maybe 15. I don't know. Maybe 35. I have no clue. But June 10th, all of them drop. The trailer is currently out on YouTube. You can find it on Facebook. You can find it lots of places. So, watch it. Let me know what you think. Does this look cool? It looks like part of me is just like, this is stupid. Part of me is just like, I want this to be awesome. And part of me is like, it's probably not going to be awesome. I'm very skeptical. But that's because it's my childhood and they're messing with it. But at the same time, I want it to be awesome. I really do want to come away from it going, nah, it was pretty darn cool. That's what I'm hoping. I'm doubting, but I'm hoping. So give it a watch. See what you think. And the last bit of news I'm talking about right today is Tom Hardy is apparently doing a secret cameo, which the fact that I'm telling you this makes it not a secret cameo, which is kind of sad. But apparently Tom Hardy is going to be doing a cameo in the next Star Wars movie, not the Rogue One, but the next episode 8. And he's going to be a stormtrooper. And he apparently might be a stormtrooper that recognizes Finn at one point. We have another traitor scene. I don't know. But apparently Tom Hardy wants to be a stormtrooper. And it was great that Daniel Craig was a stormtrooper in the last one, and people didn't know about it until afterwards, which was really fun. And but someone apparently, and I'm like, someone apparently ruined it and let it out of the bag. Now I'm telling you, and you can be like, well, you're telling me right now, which is kind of, but you know what? It's on Facebook, so you're gonna find out about it. So me telling you is not really spoiling it any more than anyone else would have spoiled it. But yeah, Tom Hardy's gonna be in Star Wars as a stormtrooper, maybe. Maybe he won't now. Maybe just screw it. That was supposed to be fun, but now it's not. Who knows? Maybe he'll show up as something else. He should show up as an alien and not tell anyone. Because that would be awesome. And he's Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy rocks. So that's it for my news this week. Now, feeding my addiction is where I normally talk about me feeding my addiction, which my addiction is buying movies, Blu-rays in particular. There is no feeding my addiction this week because I didn't buy anything since the last BMG Radio. So, no feeding my addiction. Moving on to 60 Seconds of Awesome. This is where I talk about someone who is awesome for 60 seconds. Alright, now this week, sticking with the fact that yesterday Deadpool came out, my 60 Seconds of Awesome is Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds, proud Canadian-born Ryan Reynolds. I'm a Canadian. I'm very proud that Ryan Reynolds is Canadian. You know what? Ryan Reynolds, I love the fact that he hasn't had the most smoothest career, but a lot of that's not his fault. He took movies that should have been good, and then they screwed around with them. Now, I don't hate the Green Lantern movie. Some people hate it with them. I don't hate it. I just don't think it's nearly as good as it should have been. But him as an actor, Ryan Reynolds is one of the funniest people on the planet. He really has a talent for just being sarcastic and witty and being Deadpool, basically. You don't get better casting than Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, where he can talk when you don't sew his mouth shut and give him laser beams in his eyes. Forget that crap. Give him a chance to just talk, and he is so funny. And he's just great. And he's done some seriously good movies. He's done some funny ones like Waiting, and there's Van Wilder, the original one, which was funny. And he's just done a bunch of other stuff. But I'm gonna just say, check him out in Deadpool. If you're like, I don't know about Ryan Reynolds, no, check him out in Deadpool. He's very, very funny. The action's great, story's awesome, and I think he's a pretty awesome person. He's married to Blake Lively, lucky guy. He's had a kid with Blake Lively, and I read a quote from him where he talked about the fact that he loved Blake Lively so much and thought he would jump in front of a bullet for her, and like there's no way he would ever let anything hurt her until they had a daughter together. And then he said he immediately knew that he would throw his wife in front of his daughter if it meant saving her life. If gunfire was coming, he would easily throw her, and that's the way it should be. I'm a parent. I love my wife dearly, and I love her so much, but if it was my wife for my kids, my wife would probably be mad at me if I didn't do that, and I would the same way. It's like I'd much rather take it than my kids dying. So, Ryan Reynolds, you're awesome, sir. You're never going to hear this, but that's okay. You're my 60 seconds of awesome for this week. That might have been more than 60 seconds. Probably was. I'm okay with that because this is my BMG Radio and, 5 people are listening, so it doesn't matter. All right, next. YouTuber of the week. YouTuber of the week. I'm going to talk about someone that has been a huge supporter of my channel. So much so that lately he has been putting out on Twitter to try and encourage people to subscribe to me so that I'll get to 400 subscribers. If you don't know, this man is Steve, the Lawn Gnome. This is a man from New York who is incredibly nice. Like, he's probably, I have no problem saying, one of the nicest people on YouTube. He's this is one of the most active YouTubers you're going to find. He has pop updates, he has Disney classics, he has songs, top 5s and top 12s of things. He puts out so many videos, and he puts a lot of effort into them. He loves movies, and he has a full life. Like, he's got a fiance. I believe they're not married yet. I believe it's fiance. And he's got a full-time job, and he's just a busy guy, but he's just so passionate about movies. He loves movies. And I became friends with him like last year, I think, and probably maybe last year before. And he's just one of the best people on YouTube. And he's such a great guy, and I appreciate him so much, all the help he's given me, and just an encouragement. And this week, he's my YouTuber of the week. Check his channel out. If you have not checked his channel out, he is awesome. My daughters love him too, because he does these pop updates and stuff. They're constantly like, has he done a pop update? Because he loves pop figures too. So just check out Steve the Lawn Gnome. He's just, the Lawn Gnome is his channel. And he's just, one of the best guys on YouTube, hands down. All right, next we're moving on to Letterbox. The Letterbox is a site. It's called Letterbox, and then you put a D on the end, which is exactly how you spell it. And it's where you keep track of what you've been watching, or just like, you can keep a diary, which I used to do, I haven't done lately, or you can just like log in what you've been watching and you rate it and write little reviews. And I do that all the time. I've been trying to, let me say this properly, I've been trying to catch up because I've been lazy and other stuff, which I won't talk about right now. So I'm going to just go over what I've watched since the last BMG Radio and give you quick thoughts about it and tell you what I think about it. So first up, I watched Iron Man. I plan, hopefully, maybe if I'm really diligent, maybe not, on doing a Marvel series where I look at every Marvel movie from beginning to end and rating them and ranking them. And just Iron Man was the first one, and I have a nice Steelbook DVD copy from when it first came out, and I gotta say, it's held up very well overall. There's a few things that you're like, well, that doesn't make any sense, and that doesn't make any sense, but it was cool seeing the first, like where Coulson's really new, and Pepper Potts and Tony, and Marvel did a great job. As their first movie, like this was a very, very solid effort, and I like it. It's the Godfather of Marvel movies, basically. So I'm gonna give it 4 beards out of 5. I think it's really great. Next, I watched Hitman with my wife and daughter. My youngest daughter was away, so we put this one on because it's bloody, and my oldest daughter likes that kind of stuff for now. I don't know, maybe I'm a bad parent. Anyways, this is the Timothy Olyphant one. It's the original Hitman one. And you know what? I like this movie. I like it a lot more than people like it for some reason. It's got solid action. It's like, yes, it's based on a video game. Maybe it's the best video game movie ever. I don't know. Maybe there's Assassin's Creed coming out, which probably will be better. But yeah, I liked it a lot. It's Timothy Olyphant and Olga Kurylenko. Oh, yes. Yeah, she's in it. And she's in it. Let's just say that. Yeah. So, yeah, I give it 3 beards. It's solid. It's fun. I like it. Next, I watched Captain America, the Winter Soldier, preparing for Captain America Civil War. And, yeah, Captain America, that was my very first review ever that I did on YouTube. It's a really good movie. Really enjoy it. It's held up very well. And I give it 4 beards out of 5. I think it's probably one of the best Marvel movies. It's in the top 5, easily. So, yeah. Then going Captain America Civil War. You know what? I'm not going to talk about it. It's great. Go watch it. I'm going to do a review so you can see that if you're into that. Next, I watched Avengers Age of Ultron. I know it was kind of weird. I was watching Avengers Age of Ultron right before. Like, I watched half of it before I went to see Civil War, and then I finished Civil War and then watched the half of. So, this hasn't held up well. The effects look cool and the fights are cool, but the script is just terrible. In a lot of ways, there's just a bunch of stuff that doesn't make sense, and it's just like, what the heck is going on here? And yeah, and Ultron, James Spader is a really good actor, but Ultron was just a boring villain, and that's Marvel's problem, is they have problem with villains. They really don't make good villains. But, yeah, so I give it 3 beards out of 5. I used to think it was a lot better until I've rewatched it a couple times. Next, I watched one of my buddy CP's favorite movies, Major League, with my daughters and my wife, and we enjoyed this movie. It's about baseball and a team that sucks, and it's a baseball comedy from the 80s, or early 90s, whatever, 90s, sometime in the 90s. I can't remember. But it is enjoyable in every way. It is totally fun. And the baseball stuff works. Charlie Sheen is actually in it, and he's pitching, and he pitches great. Like, he literally got the ball, they were saying in the special features, close to 90 miles per hour, legit, like throwing it himself. And he was really good. So, it's a totally fun movie. I recommend it if you haven't seen it. Give it 3.5 beards out of 5. And last night, I watched Legend with Tom Hardy. And you know what? I've really wanted to watch this movie. I've been waiting to watch this movie. And I was very disappointed in this movie. Tom Hardy's great. Just get that out of the way. It's not Tom Hardy's fault. Tom Hardy is excellent as the dual role of the Cray brothers. The story itself just kind of bored me. I'll be honest. I watched it and it was just kind of like, I'm getting bored. And again, nothing to do with the acting. The acting was great. And overall, I found it boring. And it has a bit of a cheat in it too. So it's like with the narrator, if you know what I mean. So, I'm going to give it 3 beards out of 5. I really wanted to watch it. I was kind of disappointed and probably never watch it again. And, last but not least, we have the Q&A, which no one asked anything, and I'm okay with that because I want to be done with this anyways, because we're done. So, yeah, no Q&As. So, no Q's to A. So, that's it. So, thank you so much for watching BMG Radio. Next week, maybe it'll be a bit longer, maybe a bit shorter, who knows. I did have a lot of news this week. So, thank you again so much for watching. Please let me know what you'd like me to talk about, if there's a topic or a question you have. And, yeah, until next time, stay bearded. And as always, YouTube 7.